Planning a road trip and want the best deal? You should consider an RV. Or, don't. So having worked as a travel writer, I've looked at this before, and at the time it just didn't make sense, but maybe things have changed. So my research says things have changed, but really they haven't. So forget airfare, we're talking about a road trip. Tires, highway, stops along the way. Let's assume 4 people willing to share beds along a 3,000-mile trip over 2 weeks. In this case, my case, the West Coast on a loop. So let's look at RV rental. The biggest name is Cruise America, and with rates like these, who needs enemies? The 13-day rate for a Class C motorhome is $29.90, plus a mileage surcharge at 35 cents adds another $1,050 for the journey. Plus, of course, the cost of gas. So for the sake of argument, I'm using $3 a gallon, though at peak summer months, that's probably low. So that's $900 in gas, assuming 10 miles to the gallon. Now, they say you can get 12 plus. Real life experience from everyone online says you can't. So for 13 days and 3,000 miles, you get a total cost of $4,940 for all your transportation and sleeping needs. That's not bad. Divided by 4, that's only $1,235 a head. But it isn't great. And as it turns out, we can actually do a lot better. Welcome to the sharing economy. So as much as Uber has made taxis better and cheaper, and Airbnb has made hotels arguably cheaper and better, RV Share connects RV owners with RV renters and passes the savings on to you. Well, some of the savings anyway, but we'll get on to that. A comparable Class C RV, though a bit older, rents for just $25.90. And you get 100 free miles included per day. But the remaining 1,600 miles will cost you $800. The gas is the same, $900, for a total price of $42.90. Oh my gosh, you're saving $650. That's great. But $42.90, $1,072 a person, that's not a huge discount. It still seems really expensive. At $330 a day, couldn't you just rent a car and stay in hotels for less money? All right, let's crunch the numbnuts. On Costco Travel, I can get a car for $430 for the same 2 weeks. There's no mileage charge as long as I stay within the US. The high MPG rating on a Chevy Cruze with air conditioning means the gas would only be $257 instead of $900. And hotels vary, but it's not hard to find a decent room along the West Coast for $100 a night. I mean, sure, parts of Anaheim and San Francisco will be higher, but other places will be lower. But those aren't nice hotels. Well, sure, but they're a damn sight more comfortable than the beds in an RV. So the total cost to rent a car, pay for the gas, and stay in hotels is $1,987. It's half the price to rent a car and stay in hotels as opposed to renting an RV. Well, RVs have benefits though, right? Yeah, you can bring your own food, you get some comfort while you're actually on the road, the ability to stop wherever, whenever you want, right? Well, yes. And if that's worth an extra $2,000 to you, by all means, go for it. But hotels have benefits too, like hot showers, swimming pools, housekeeping, cable TV, internet access, and free breakfast. We didn't even factor the savings of 4 people getting free breakfast daily, which, even with a limited selection, can easily top $20 a day. So add another $280 in savings for staying in hotels. Plus, you can grab a bagel or banana for later. I mean, the free breakfast it's a big deal. Awesome. So I'll just take my own car. Well, yes, you can. I did that math too. I mean, your own car is free, technically, since you already own it. The gas will be $409 in my case, because I get worse mileage than a brand new Chevy Cruze. The hotel remains $1,300, but your mileage isn't actually free. Your car only gets so many miles between maintenance and repairs. I buy used cars cheap and figure my 100,000 mile cost of repairs plus purchase minus sale cost at about $10,000 per 100,000 miles. That means 10 cents a mile. That means my 3,000 mile trip will actually cost me $300 in wear and tear on the car. And that's assuming I don't break down, which, I'm already at 144,000. It's quite likely. If you buy your cars new, your per mile cost can easily be twice as much. So wait, $300 for the 3,000 miles? But renting is only $430 and you'll get a much newer car, zero breakdown stress, and, at least in my case, far better gas mileage. So yeah, in my case, accounting for the $300 wear and tear, it would actually be $22 cheaper to rent a car than to use my own. Instead of renting an RV, I can rent a car and stay in hotels for $2,300 less, which is $177 a day savings, plus the $20 savings on breakfast, making it technically $200 a day cheaper. And that's without having to drive a stressful behemoth, struggle to find parking in urban areas, and often have to bed down in the sketchiest of places, if not outright pay to be in an RV park, which in many cases costs as much as a hotel room would. What? Do you know how much fun stuff you could do with an extra $50 per day per person? Plus, with an RV, it can be hard to extend your trip if you want to, since they're booked months in advance with little leeway on return dates. Hotels don't care, and in my 25 years of renting cars, I've never had an issue with bringing a car back late, whether it was by a day or a week. Next week, I'll cover part 2. Why you should never buy an RV, and why you definitely should. So if you're going on a road trip, save yourself the stress, cost, and hassle of an RV, or even taking your own car. Rent a car, book cheap rooms on a site like Agoda, and whatever you do, send us a postcard. I mean, we almost never hear from you guys. Come on. Could you at least leave a comment below?